Today, inshallah, we're going to talk about uh, the project. You are required to make a project about any part that you choose it from the previous topics, two topics. Let me show you what we have covered.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here with you. Just a minute. So that's it. We have covered topic one, cell system, and human body system. You can click here and find the different lessons that we have covered. You will choose any system or anything in the book and make a model about it. For example, we have studied different system here. You can choose circulatory system or respiratory system, any system that you like it. And you'll come here to Google and type, for example, I will choose respiratory system, respiratory system, and you will type modeling, respiratory system modeling or projects, modeling or project, and select about it. You will find, for example, this video here, show you a model for making model for respiratory system. Let me show you the I will show you the video with you, or that's it. I only want to see what is it. This is a system. He used bottle and balloon and two balloons here and two straws to see how it works.
But teacher, what is the project about?
You can choose, I'll tell you just one example. You will
Okay.
choose any topic throughout the previous two topics and make a project. A project can't be presentation and it can't be research. Use something physical like this. Okay, do something physical.
Teacher,
Choose
when do we submit the project?
after 3 weeks. This is one example. I'll give you another example. For other one will type instead of respiratory, he will take circulatory system. And type project, not model. You can choose any one of them, any words. And you can click here to see images or videos about it. So you can do something like this project. You can see, and I don't want drawing. I want something that we can see it. Okay, guys? So you can use drawing and use some straws and use some colors. Okay, you use your imagination, or you can do something like this. Okay, the circulatory system and how it works. So I want you to do something creative and show us your creativity, and you can something banner like this. But again, it's not only drawing; it's by something that we can touch it. Okay, objective banner. You can touch different parts in it. It's not only drawing. So you use your imagination, or you can do something like this. It's also project and modeling. I want you to present the most part that you love it, not only human body system. You can use to represent the cells, plant cell and animal cell. You can choose, for example, here. After all this, you can choose plant cell, animal cell project, plant cell and animal cell projects. And you can choose some images or some videos. You do your search, okay? That's it. That's one project. Do you see something like this? That's great. Do you see it, guys? You will bring something like half a ball from feline and start to type it, color it, and add nucleus, add ribosomes, or you can do something like this. Okay? Whatever you do, I want it also do something like this. Okay, so you will search the web and find a lot of different projects. You can imitate one of them, or you can do your own or one, and use your imagination and love and passion. Don't do something that you won't finish it. I just was pick up the best thing, the best part in the tutorial that you love it the most, passion to work, and start to make search about projects and modeling, and start to do your project. You have 3 weeks to do this one to submit it. Okay, guys, any question about the project before I start? شباب, any question about the project? Or another model, we studied one model. We studied one model here for nervous system. If you remember this, that was a model for nervous system that show us how it works.
Teacher.
Wait. You remember this one? That was a model for nervous system. You can do this one. Okay, nervous system model. Okay, that modeling for nervous system, and use different things. You use speaker, use batteries, and use different things to telegram system to represent how nervous system works. Yes, who was asking?
Teacher,
Yes.
what we will do in this session? Are we gonna
Today?
take examples about the project? Yes.
No. This is the beginning of the session. I give you example. But this session, we are going to complete the lesson of
Okay.
controlling the last part. Now, anyone have any questions about the project? Again, you will pick any topic from the previous two topics, cell system, and we have two topics, cell system and human body system. Choose any one of them and start to talk about it. Okay, guys? Start to make a project about it. And you have marks on this project. You will not take marks unless you finish the project. And it's individual, solo work. Let me ask about the previous lesson, the last part that we just refresh your mind. What are glands? What are glands? There are definition in the book. I want it. What are glands? That's it.
Teacher.
Yes.
The model. The project must be a model, or can I use a draw?
No, even if you use draw, I want something that you can touch it, mujassam, objective of thing. Okay. And I don't want it only to draw with something. I want you to do something more than drawing. Do you understand it? Like the example that we just seen in Google. So a gland is an organ which produces and releases substances. We call substances what? What substances we call it? What we call these substances? What do we call these substances? Glands are organs that produce and release hormones into the bloodstream. Bravo, Tamim. From great answer. What else, guys? Anybody can add? Let me ask another question. Let me ask you another question. What is the link between nervous system and endocrine system? Ahmed Razzaq, glands. I don't know what are car organs. They are organs that produce and release hormones into the bloodstream. Bravo. R. Okay. Let me type this one. Another question. What is the link between nervous system and endocrine system? Bravo, Turkey. hypothalamus. The other question says, why hypothalamus considered as a link between nervous system and endocrine system? Right, hypothalamus. Yes, this is a link. Control V. Why hypothalamus considered as a link? Why hypothalamus considered as a link? Why hypothalamus considered as a link between nervous system and endocrine system? Why we consider it like that? Anybody knows why hypothalamus considered as a link, guys? Because it produces what and it produces what? It produces two different things. If we go back to the book, you'll find that hypothalamus produces two different things. That's why we considered it as a link. And also its location, where it is located. That's because it produces hormones and the chemical signals. Hormones are chemical signals. Hormones and what? I mean, this is, yes, you are so close. Hormones and what else? There's something missing here, Tamim. Not only hormones. Nerve, yes, nerve signals or nerve impulses. Bravo, Tamim. So this is the right answer. That hypothalamus considered as a link because it produces chemical signals and also electrical signals, and it's located inside the brain, deep inside the brain. Today, inshallah, we are going to talk about different or the last part or closing the topic, which is the negative feedback. And let me pick someone to answer. معن البشري خليه يرى. معن read this part.
Yes. The hormone control.
Yes, hormone control.
Suppose you open the refrigerator and grab the milk. Will you pour yourself a glass? You leave the door open because this increase the temperature inside your refrigerator. The compressor will turn on and cool the interior after you close the door. Once it is cool enough, the compressor turns off. Like the refrigerator, your endocrine system works to maintain equilibrium or homeostasis. When the amount of hormone in the blood reaches a certain level, the endocrine system sends signals to stop the release of that hormone. The process by which a system is turned off by the condition it produces is called negative feedback. Figure 9 shows how negative feedback regulates the level of the hormone thyroxine in the blood.
So thank you, man. In this paragraph is talking about that negative feedback look like the compressor and your refrigerator. When you open the door of the refrigerator, the heat flows into the refrigerator and the temperature rises. Then the computer starts to work and you close the door. The compressor will start to work to consume or take the heat out of the refrigerator and bring the temperature down back to the normal level. Once it reaches to the normal level, the temperature reaches inside the refrigerator to normal level, and you are closing the door is closed, so the compressor will stop working. This system look like the system inside your body. When you have the level of one hormone is high, your nervous system or your endocrine system will stop producing this hormone until it brings it back to the normal level. And when the level of hormone is too low in the body, the endocrine system will urge the gland, whatever the gland is responsible for this hormone, to produce more of this hormone to bring it back up again to the normal level. So this process, we call it a negative feedback. Listen to it.
Negative feedback. A process in which a system is turned off by the condition it produces.
So the system is turned off. The system is turned off means it will change the system, the way it's working, change the way the system is working by the condition it produces. Okay, guys? And right now, we will go back to read this explanation for what's happening inside the body and how negative feedback happens, but starting from hypothalamus, the CEO of endocrine system. And let me pick someone from down here, down. عبد الرحمن عبد الله الملحم. عبد الرحمن عبد الله الملحم. ليث. ليث. يا ليث. عبد الله ناصر الملحم. ما شاء الله كلهم غايبين. تركي دحيلان. عبد الله ناصر غايب. ليث. عبد الرحمن ثلاثة غايبين. تركي دحيلان. I want you to read this. This circle here represents the negative feedback. The green part represents increasing the level of the hormone. The red part represents decreasing the hormone. Let's start the number one. Read this number one, Dahlan.
The hypothalamus senses that cells need more energy and signals that pituitary gland.
Pituitary gland. Number two. So, hypothalamus senses what?
The pituitary gland.
Listen. Hypothalamus senses the cell need more energy. So, your body need more energy. This hypothalamus feel it, hypothalamus CEO of endocrine system inside the brain. When it feels that, it will send the signal to pituitary gland. Because the body needs energy and there is hormone responsible for releasing energy inside your body. So it will send the signal to pituitary gland. Read number two.
The pituitary glands release thyroid stimulating hormones.
So after the signal reaches to pituitary gland by hypothalamus, it will release a hormone called TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. This hormone stimulates stimulates thyroid gland to produce more of thyroxine hormone. So TSH is a hormone produced by pituitary gland and affects the thyroid gland to produce hormone called thyroxine. We talked about this in the previous session. Number three.
TSH signal the thyroid glands to produce more thyroxine.
Yes. Signal thyroid gland to produce more thyroxine. And number four, what happens?
The hypothalamus senses that the thyroxine level is high enough and signal the pituitary gland.
Yes. So after producing TSH, the level of thyroxine will increase in the blood. After a while, it will increase the blood because thyroid gland starts to produce thyroxine. And thyroxine is responsible for increasing the level of activity or increasing the amount of energy produced inside the body. That was the problem, if you remember in the first. No enough energy. Thyroxine controls the amount of energy inside your body. It increases the amount of energy that is released inside your body. After increasing the rate of thyroxine, it can affect you in a harm way, in a bad way, affect you in a bad way. So we must bring it back again to the normal level. What would happen? Hypothalamus senses, again hypothalamus is the CEO. Senses that the thyroxine level is high enough in the blood. She feels that from the blood. And signals the pituitary gland to stop this, to stop the producing of TSH, which is responsible for producing thyroxine. So what happens in step 5, Dahlan?
The pituitary gland stop releasing TSH.
And after stopping releasing TSH,
the thyroid gland stop producing as much thyroxine.
And again, we stop producing thyroxine and we'll go start the cycle one more time. So we have 3 glands here responsible or involved in the process. Anybody can tell me what are the 3 main glands involved in the process of negative feedback of thyroxine? We have 3 glands responsible or involved in this process, controlling thyroxine in the blood. Who know these 3? We just talk about them. What are the 3 glands? Type in the chat area, guys. What are glands or 3 glands, the 3 glands involved in the process?
Mister, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. I hear you.
Mister, I am on telephone. I have the chat, but when I write, I can't send my answer.
Why is that?
I don't know. But when I wrote anything in the chat, I can't send it.
Can you hang out and then come again? Join again?
Yeah, I make it from the first of the day. I try to write on chat, but I can't.
Try
I don't
to
know
change. Yes, the next time you have to log in from another device, not from this phone. But you
Okay,
can
okay.
answer okay today. Answer. What do you want to say? Do you want to answer or say something?
No, before this question, I want to. I only know 2, Mister, of these glands.
Okay. What are the 3 glands involved in that process? Thyroid gland, yes, pituitary gland, and hypothalamus. And hypothalamus. Great, Tamim. Thank you, Turkey. Yes, Turkey Dahlan. Turkey Dahlan answer. Thank you, Turkey. So we have thyroid gland, the pituitary gland, and the hypothalamus work together to control the level of thyroxine in the blood. And let me just pick up a question from here. We have some questions here. What type of the feedback would yes? And let me pick someone from here. Sorry. And Muhammad Yasser. Muhammad Yasser is here. Abdurrahman al-Milhim absent. Laith absent. Abdullah al-Milhim absent. Okay. Muhammad Yasser is listening. Okay, Muhammad. Read this
Mr.
question.
Abdullah Milham, I'm not absent.
Abdullah mean Abdullah Nasser. I call your name. I call your name, but you didn't answer me,
Mister,
Abdullah.
I was laggy and I said, "Can anyone hear me?" And no one of you answered. So I thought that there was a problem.
It's your internet. Laith absent. Abdurrahman Abdullah Milhim absent. But I see Laith in the beginning of the session. I don't know where did they go. طيب, read this question. Muhammad Yasser, what type? Muhammad Yasser, read this question. Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
I want you to read this question. What type of feedback?
What type feedback would you call it if the resulting condition caused increase in the effect that reduce the condition?
Yes. What type of feedback, after reading this one, he asks you this question. It's called reading check. What type of feedback would you call it if the resulting condition caused an increase in the effect of that produces that condition?
Negative feedback.
Negative feedback. So this is called negative what feedback. Thank you, Muhammad Yasser. And after this, Tamim al-Nashmi. Would you answer? Tamim? Question. Read this question. Yes.
If the released hormone is high enough, the feedback causes the body to stop releasing the hormone.
Who is not asking a question. Just tell you the hint or the title for this process, which is the negative feedback. Let me go out from here and start to ask you some questions. From the top close. Then we'll take a quiz about endocrine system. Even negative feedback, you can make a project about it, guys. Topic close, human body system. Okay. Let me start this one and ask you a little bit of questions before we take the quiz. Tamim, read this question.
Nutrition is important for athletes competing at high levels. Their diet requires a balance of and variety of food. They often work with a nutritionist to determine what foods will sustain them during workouts. Some athletes eat blank before competition because this nutrient supplies quick energy.
Yes, what gives you a quick source of energy? What type of nutrients give you a quick source of energy, Tamim?
Food?
Some athletes, yes, we have different food. We have different type of nutrients. Which one will give you a quick source of energy? If you need a quick source of energy, we have 6 types of
Mr.
nutrients.
Can I help Tamim? Mr.
Yes, you
can I
can.
help Tamim? I'm Ibrahim. I'm Ibrahim Rabi'.
Ibrahim Rabi', help him. No,
Who give me quick energy? It's carbohydrate.
you didn't help him. You tell him. You have to help him. Give him a hand.
I don't know. Okay.
It's carbohydrate. Okay, carbohydrate. Carbohydrates. Okay, eat carbohydrates. Okay, before. Second question, Tamim, you can answer it. Ibrahim Rabi answered the first one, so you can answer it, Tamim.
Select the correct word to complete the sentence. The lower digestive system includes the small intestine, liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. The gallbladder's job is to store bile and made by the liver. Enzyme.
Yes, gallbladder enzyme made by the liver. Yes, enzymes made by the liver.
Pancreas makes insulin.
The pancreas makes insulin, a chemical that monitors the blood sugar. So if we read the sentence again from the beginning, the lower, read the sentence
The
again.
lower digestive system includes the small intestine, liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. The gallbladder's job is to store bile or an enzyme made by the liver. The pancreas makes insulin, a chemical that monitors blood sugar levels.
So the liver produces an enzyme called the bile. This bile is stored in the gallbladder before it's released into the small intestine. And also pancreas releases insulin, a chemical substance that monitors the blood sugar and the blood sugar level, that control blood sugar level, insulin, another enzyme. So
people with diabetes can't produce that much of insulin.
Yes, they have irregularities from pancreas. So they have diabetes by the different type of diabetes. So let me pick someone here. And let's go for Ibrahim Rabia answer. خلاص. Faisal. Yeah, Faisal.
Yes.
Okay, Faisal. I want you to read this question. Faisal, do you hear me?
Yes, some animals have an organ called the gizzard. The gizzard is muscular and helps to crush up hard food. Earthworms and many birds, including chicken, have gizzards. Chickens swallow small rocks that help the gizzard to grind up food. Did plant-eating dinosaurs have gizzards too? No one has found an actual dinosaur gizzard, but they have found small piles of round rocks inside dinosaur rib cage.
Rib cage. They have found small piles of round rocks inside dinosaurs' rib cage. So there he's talking about an organ called the gizzard that exists in some animals like earthworms and many birds, including chickens. Okay, the process of the main activity of this gizzard, it's muscular organ that help to crush hard food. Okay, chicken swallow some rocks, small rocks that help to grind up food. These small rocks will help the gizzard to grind up food. And to give you another question, did plant-eating dinosaurs that eat plants, have gizzard too? No one has found, and they give you the answer, actual dinosaur gizzard, but they have found small piles of round rocks inside dinosaur's ribcage. They have found a small pile of round rocks inside the ribcage, but they are not sure if this was a gizzard or not. So, read this question based. Okay, so read the question. This, guys, is called the scenario. And this is the question that I want you to answer. This question, Faisal. Faisal. Faisal.
Yes.
Okay, رجع Faisal. Read this question. Faisal.
I read it, mister. I read it.
You didn't. I didn't hear you. Let me pick someone else. No problem. علي متعب القناص. You are lagging, Faisal. علي متعب القناص. علي مت.
Yes.
Read this question based on
its function, the gizzard is part of the flying system.
What system do you think?
Muscular.
Are you sure? Did you read the scenario?
No, just wait. I read it, but I'm thinking I'll read it again. It's digestive.
برافو عليك. Digestive system. برافو. Last question, then we'll take quiz. So all of you will participate in the quiz. عبد الله خالد الحسيني. عبد الله خالد.
Mister, I am Khalid Al-Eid. You don't call me.
I will call you. ماشي مفيش مشكلة. عبد الله خالد الحسيني. أحمد عبد الرزاق.
Yes, teacher.
Ahmed, read this question and tell me your answer.
Single-celled organisms such as bacteria perform every function needed for life in their one cell. Bacteria have no tissues, organs, or systems. Why do animals such as humans need levels of?
Yes, bacteria has no tissues, organs, or system, and they do all the function. Okay? Why do animals such as humans need levels of organization? Why do animals need levels of organization? That's a question, a critical question, by the way. We call it critical question. You have to analyze what you are learning, and you have to criticize it. Bacteria, he started with single-celled organisms such as bacteria perform every function. Why? And they don't have tissues, organs, or system. Why do animals such as humans needed level of organization? Anybody knows the answer for this question, guys? Anybody know the answer? Ahmed, do you know the answer, Ahmed? Ahmed Abdul Razak?
Yes, teacher.
Can you think about an answer for this question?
Yes, I'm thinking.
Yes, think about it.
I guess teacher because it needs energy.
Also, bacteria needs energy and can get energy from one cell only without levels of organization. Anyone can think? I will leave this question for you as a homework. Think about it, search about it, and find an answer, guys. I will not answer it right now. I will let you to answer it. So you can see it in the video when I upload the video. And then you have to answer it yourself. Why, despite we have single-celled organisms like bacteria can do all functions without tissues, organs, or systems, why do animals such as humans need levels of organization? Think about it. I will leave it for you. I will not answer it now. And let me, who was one answer? عبد الله خالد الحسيني ولا مين اللي كان عايز يجاوب؟ واحد عايز يجاوب دلوقتي مين؟ خالد العيسى خالد صح؟ خالد؟
Yes.
Read this question.
Okay. After you eat a meal, the food gets broken. The food gets broken down into its components parts through digestion. Order the words to describe the path that food takes as it moves along the digestive system. Place the first step as the top and the last step at the bottom.
So what is the first step? What is the first step we have to put here in the top? You have a small intestine, chewing. Yes, you will answer. Stomach, saliva, peristalsis. As you eat a meal, the food gets broken down into the component part through digestion. You break down. Order the words to describe the path of food takes as it moves along the digestive system. What is the first thing that happens in the digestion process? You have small intestine, stomach, saliva, peristalsis.
The food go to stomach.
Directly?
No, it go the mouth first.
Oh, in the mouth. What? Which one here represents the mouse? What represents the mouse here?
Saliva.
And also chewing.
No.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Which one is the first? Which one is the first? Chewing or saliva?
Chewing.
Chewing is number one, and saliva is number two. What comes after saliva?
Stomach.
No, not stomach. Before you reach stomach, you move through esophagus. Esophagus. So which one here represents? Yes, it's not here, but there is something represent esophagus here.
Peristalsis.
Yes, peristalsis. And after peristalsis comes what?
Yeah, then stomach, then small intestine.
Then
stomach.
Small intestine. Yes, very good. Okay. Ahmed Abdelrazak, you didn't answer the previous question. Read this question and answer it.
The digestive system does not work alone. After nutrients are absorbed the small intestine, they pass through other body systems. Drag the correct words to complete the sentence. Nutrient distribute depends on the respiratory system.
Respiratory system to deliver nutrients to cells around the body and blood. Are you sure from that? Nutrient distribution.
Yes, circulatory system, teacher.
Circulatory. You said respiratory or circulatory?
Yes. No, circulatory.
Circulatory. Complete reading.
And the second, a system to deliver nutrients to cell around the body through the bloodstream. The respiratory system also plays a part of by supplying the oxygen used in cellular respiration. Respiration in the process of breaking down nutrients for the energy.
Bravo, Ahmed. Bravo, عليك, Ahmed. So let me pick more students from you guys. And Dawood. داوود داوود يا داوود داوود not answer. أحمد علي العتيبي أحمد العتيبي أحمد
Yes,
العتيبي.
Mr.
Read this question. Read the scenario first. Read the question. Read this one.
Land designs a frog in science class
This six. A frog in science class. Yes.
and instead in the heart. He studies a diagram of the human heart. To compare them, he finds the frog heart has two arteries and a single ventrals. Ventrals. He returns the human heart diagram and reads that it
It is considered a double loop system. Consider a double loop system. I read it again. Ian dissects a frog in a science class and is interested in the heart. He studied a diagram of the human heart to compare them. Compare between the heart in the human or circulatory system in the human and in the frog. He finds that the frog's heart has two atria and a single ventricle. So it's 3 chambers, not 4. He returns the human heart diagram and reads that it's considered a double loop system. This is the human heart and considered of double loop system. The frog has 2 atria and 1 ventricle. In the human, we have 2 ventricles, not 1 ventricle. And we have pulmonary loop or the minor loop and the major loop, if you remember that. So read the question. Read this question, Ahmed.
Why is the human heart called a double loop system?
Yes, choose the right answer.
There are 2 sections. A.
There are 2 sections or loops that each have the same job in circulatory system. They have the same job. And this is why we call it double loop system. This is the 2 loops. Read all questions. Read all the choices, Ahmed. Read all the choices here. Read all the choices.
One loop passes through the heart on the way to the body, and the other loops pass through the body to the lung. One loop takes blood with oxygen to the lungs, and the other loop takes blood and waste to the body. One loop takes blood with waste to lung, and the other loop takes with oxygen to the body.
So what is the right one? There are 2 sections or loops that each have the same job in circulatory system. We can take this one. They don't have the same job. One loop passes through the heart on the way to the body, and the other loop passes through the body to the lungs. No, there is no body lungs. It's a heart lungs. We can exclude number 2. One loop takes blood with oxygen to lungs, and the other loop takes blood and wastes to the body. One loop takes blood with oxygen to lungs. We do that.
No.
Or blood with carbon dioxide. So we can exclude number 3. So the answer will be number what? 4.
D.
Read it again.
One loop takes the blood with wastes to the lungs, and the other loop takes blood with oxygen to the body.
Yes. So we have 2 loops, starting from heart to lungs, the other one from lungs to the rest of the body. Thank you guys for listening. I'll upload this session so you can see the instruction to do your, to pick up first and do your project. It's very important. Thank you for listening and see you tomorrow, inshallah. Bye-bye.